Hi you guys, my name's Hannah. Tonight we're going to be doing a rest and restore practice. So that means longer holds in poses that are less sensational. So we're using lots of props, yoga blankets, bolsters. If you don't have any of that, we can use couch cushions or big comforters, anything like that. But the purpose of class today is really to get out of our fight or flight, stress and assess mode and into rest and digest and just calm down, get ready for a good night's sleep. And yeah, I'm really excited for this. So join me tonight. We're gonna start first in our feet up the wall. So if you guys have any music that you want to play, I know that I shared my playlist with you guys on Instagram, but if you guys have any calming, really relaxing music that you want to put on, now is the time. But for our first pose, we're doing feet up the wall. So in my setup, I don't really have a wall here, but we're going to work with what we got. And you don't have to have anything underneath your hips, underneath your low back, but I like to, just to get a little bit more of an elevation through your your lower body, but you're gonna take your hip bone right up to your wall, right up to your space, and then send your feet up to the sky. So bum touches the wall, slowly lower your upper body down, and then send your feet straight up. So the purpose of this pose, yogis, is to get all the blood that sits stagnant at your feet and have it flow all down your legs. And by having your hips elevated, it allows the blood to flow down into your torso as well. So from here, allow your upper arm bones, your forearms to rest on the floor. And feel your fingers naturally curl in. And start to actively relax your body from head to toe. Starting with your face. Soften your eyebrows, your jaw, your tongue. And allow your shoulders to just soften away from the ears. Relax your abdomen, your low back. Soften your legs, yogis, your feet. Yeah, and then just start to become aware of your breath. And as an anchor to the here and the now, when your mind starts to float elsewhere, become aware of your breath. What's happening for you, just naturally, the rise and fall of your belly, the ebb and the flow of your current. begin to wiggle your fingers, your toes. And when you're ready, come into frog pose up against the wall. So allow your knees to splay open, however far works for you. You can push your bum away from the wall if you need it. So feet on the wall. And then do what you need to do, yogis, so you're able to relax into the pose. So you're not fighting against it. There's less work. And just receiving. I'm gonna come and check in on you guys. Hello, everyone. Hi, Sean. Hey, Carrie. Hi, you guys. Hey, Sherry. Colleen. Hey, Cindy. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, you guys, start to settle into your body, into your posture. Feel the weight of your hips resting in. Yeah, and I want to really acknowledge you. I know what it took to carve this hour out of your day, to set up your night, really to come in and serve yourself here on your mat. And I appreciate you and I acknowledge you for that. And I just want you to really, really get the most out of that by setting your intention just to relax. Like, do what you need to do so you're not struggling, you're not fighting. Feel your shoulders get really, really heavy. Your skull get really, really grounded. And then come back to your breath, that anchor. Get out of your head. And just allow yourself to melt down. Breath by breath. Every exhale, soften a little deeper. Moving as slow as you can. Draw your knees into close. Supine twist to the right. So have your arms in a T. And allow your knees to fall over towards the right side of your space. If you need to slide your upper body away from the wall, to have your thighs further away from your belly and your chest to make this a little less intense, then just make that happen, yogis. And no sense in fighting. And give up what you must. And feel your left shoulder just resting, anchoring into the mat. And then notice your breath filling up and expanding your left lung, the left side of your rib cage. And if you feel your mind start to stray, and maybe notice and imagine you creating space between each and every rib on the left side of your body. And inhaling space, and exhaling what you must. Bring your knees back to center and let them fall over to the left side of the space. Slowly roll onto your left side, recovery position, resting your head on your left bicep. And just allowing the pose to rebound into your body, so softening into the floor. Hearing your breath. And with your right hand, with no rush, press your way up to seated. And moving slow and steady. And we're going to come into child's pose, yogis. So having your knees spread apart, can take your bolster or your comforter right between your legs. And if you guys have a comforter, you may want to stack your blocks or your books underneath it, just to bring the floor to you, whatever you need in this pose. But I'm going to have my bolster right between my legs. I'm going to allow my upper body just to splay right over top of the pillow. And if you need, you can roll a pillow or a blanket right between your thighs and your calves, or even underneath your knees, just to feel a little more supported. And feel a cheek on the mat. Feel your hands, just the texture of the mat, anything that grounds you into this moment. And it's so easy to float into default, like worry mode, or into thinking. And the practice in these times is to just keep coming back to reality. What's really happening in your body, out here in the physical world. And create the container for relaxation here. So organize your being to soften your hands. Really soften your shoulders, yogis. Let your abdomen soften. Your feet. And actively allow the weight of your body just to get a little heavier with every exhalation. So for this pose, I really do like something underneath my knees, a little extra other than just my mat. But what you're gonna do is you're just gonna slide your body forward so your whole pelvis is on your prop, whatever that prop is, and you can prop yourself up as much as you need. So really slide as much things as you need underneath you so that you're able to soften into this pose fully. Maybe a little extra something for your head. But for this pose, yogis, you're looking to have your knees in line with your heels. And to make it less intense, you can slide your knees further away from your hip bones as you need. And to rev this pose up, you can stack your knees in line with your hips and work your pelvis a little closer to the floor. But in this restorative practice, we're really aiming for minimal sensation, minimal holding up and holding back, and just really softening in. Try your best to be still in this pose, yogis. The fidgets, the wiggles, they just act as a distraction. Feel what you feel and tap into your breath as a tool and to be up to something bigger than your default reactions. Just to soften where you need to soften. And that may not just be physical, maybe a mental block. And through the physical, just by staying, we're able to work through. And just by being still. Not trying to fix, not trying to figure out, to assess. And just be with. You're exactly where you're meant to be. Slowly slide your hands underneath your shoulders. Press your hands into the mat and lift your upper body up and make your way out of this pose. Now, however feels organic for you. You're going to come into a twist next. So for this pose, you can take your pillow or your bolster to your hip bone and have your knees, so if your tailbone is touching the pillow, allow your knees to drop to one side. From here, take your hands to face both sides of your knees and then straddle your hands with the pillow. So your hip bone is touching the pillow and your hands are straddling it, so on either side. From here, you're gonna lengthen your chest bone forward, aiming towards the front of the pillow, and then just allow your upper body to drape right over top of it. So left hip bone is touching the pillow, knees are falling to the left, and chest bone is coming right down to your block. If this feels too intense for you, you can always add more to your structure, building your way up, supporting yourself. Yeah, and just make sure that there's no space between your hip bone and the pillow. So right nestled up and in, lengthening the sides of your body. And then softening your forearms down into the mat. Notice your legs here. Relax your feet. Soften your shins, your calves. Really let go of any tension you're holding through your thighs. Tension through your glutes. Actively soften your right shoulder downwards. Now let your whole face melt. Tongue relaxes. Eyebrows relax. Notice your breath. Feel your ebb and flow. The rise and fall of your chest, your belly. And there's nothing you need to do here. No work to be put in. Just be still and receive. With no rush in the world, slide your palms underneath your shoulders. And slowly lift your upper body up off of your pillows. And we're going to take the reverse. And I'll set this up a little less confusing. So take your right hip bone right up to your pillow. So the hip bone touches the bolster, knees face to the right side of your space. Frame your pillows with your palms. Draw your chest forward, lengthen your side body, and allow your heart just to spill over top of your structure. And your knees can stay together. You can allow your top knee just to come up and back. That'll ramp up the stretch in your left hip flexor. Or you can stay as you are, knees together. Relaxing from your head all the way down to your toes. And sometimes the hardest thing we need to practice is being still, is non-doing, is slowing down. And right here and in our situation, we have such a perfect opportunity. And the things that we resist the most a lot of the time are the things that we need the most. And with that in mind, can you really give yourself the gift? You know, like softening your legs. Softening your whole torso, your shoulders. And getting so heavy through your head. And then be still. Keep anchoring back into your senses, out of your thoughts. Yeah, and really come from, like, you deserve it. You deserve to give it up, whatever it is. It's holding you back from just being. slowly bring life back into the body. Sliding the palms right under the shoulders. Now press the head, the chest up off of your structure. And we're going to come into supported fish. So this is my favorite pose ever. And what you're going to do is you're going to build your structure up. So I like my pillow and then a comforter over top. You can slide books or blocks underneath your structure. But you're going to take your bum and your back right up against your structure. It's nice to have something underneath you as well even, and your blanket nearby just to go over your chest. But you're going to take your back right leaning supine, and you can take your blanket just to go over your chest here. It can go over as a weight right over your belly and your chest. That feels nice and calming energetically. Or you can wrap yourself up, get warm. But what you can do with your lower half, you have so many options. If this feels intense for you, you can bring your feet on the floor and knees bent. If you're looking for a total opening, you can come into Supta Baddha legs, so soles of the feet together, knees splay out wide. Or yogis, you can extend your legs straight out. This is what I'm going to be doing. So extend your legs straight out. Having your hands just rest on the floor. I like to have my arms open just to get an opening through my chest as well. But allow your toes to spill to each corner of your mat. And then again, bring your focus, your attention on softening, on stillness. And you're so open to receive in this pose. So no holding back, no holding up. Soften your whole lower half, your legs, your bum, your feet. And feel your heart open. Maybe even your neck open. And your lips are slightly open, tongue to the roof of your mouth. And just taking really slow breaths, however feels comfortable for you. There's no right, no wrong. And leaning into what feels good. Jess and everyone, start to wiggle your fingers. And make your way out of the pose however feels organic for you. I like to roll to one side, bringing my knees to close, and slowly pressing your way up. And we're gonna come into one of our final poses, and that is a seated forward fold, but with your pillow right on your lap. So your bolster is nestled into your pelvis, right into your belly. Can take the fleshy bits from underneath your butt so your sit bones are grounded in. And then just allow your upper body to fold over your pillow. I like to have a little extra right where my head goes, support me, so I'm able to be still. Slowly roll your way up and out and make your way onto your back for bridge pose. So we're going to take on our final inversion before we rest. And I recommend coming to seated right on the edge of your bolster, taking your upper body and just slowly lowering forearm by forearm your body to the floor. So your hips are elevated, your feet are on the ground, and the blood is flowing from your legs down to your upper body. Now, option to stay just like this, or you can allow your legs to extend outwards, really opening up the front of your body. And wherever you are, relax your arms and let your hands fall down, palms facing up towards the sky, and energetically open to receive. And toes spill outwards, inner thighs roll outwards, belly softens, pelvis softens, glutes softens. Yeah, feel the weight of your upper arm bones really just get so heavy. And know that you are so supported here. And there's nothing you need to do. Yeah, so free to let go, to give up. your mind is wandering, hear your breath. If there's any sort of mental struggle here, breathe louder than your thoughts. If you're finding this hard, yogis, consider that the yoga isn't hard. The yogi is what makes it hard. Just do what you need just to make this pose easy. Because why try hard when you can try easy? When you can try fun and free. Bring both hands to your rib cage and start to take a few deep belly breaths. Filling up your belly, filling up your ribs, your chest. And fully breathing out. When you're ready, slide your feet so that they stack underneath your knees. So feet plant on the floor. Press your heels straight down. Lift your hips up if you can. And slide the pillow out from underneath your body. Reach your right arm up above your head. And roll onto your right side, allowing your knees fall towards the right side of the room. Press your left hand into the mat and slowly press your way up to seated. We're going to come into our final pose here, our final Shavasana. So if you have a Shavasana in mind that you think will feel good, take that on. This practice is for you. But what I recommend here is we're going to have our bolster underneath our knees, and also our blocks or our blanket right underneath our heels. So our lower half is going to be elevated. Going to slide the pillow underneath our knees, and then make your way down onto your back. Keep your blanket close by so you can tuck yourself in and get nice and warm and cozy. Maybe cover your toes. I'm going to have 2 blankets here. So set yourself up in a way, and be intentional with this setup. So in a way where you can be completely still. So no moving, no fixing, just resting. And come into the feeling of your body just surrendering into the mat, into the earth, to your support system. when you're ready, slowly start to wiggle your fingers, your toes, and make your way into right side recovery position. Press your way up to seated with your eyes closed. And come to seated with a tall spine. And we're going to close practice tonight just with a little bit of breath to make sure that we're nice and calm before bed. And this breath is really easy, and it's just a box breath. So we're going to do it 3 times. We're going to inhale for a count of 4. We're going to hold it for 4 and exhale for 4. So let's do it together. Oh, and all through the nose. So take a big breath in through the nose. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold at the top for 4, 3, 2, 1, and then breathe out through the nose for 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold at the top of your breath, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time, yogis. Inhale, 1. Big, big breath. 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe out. 3, 2, 1. Really good work. Take your hands to heart center. Take your thumbs to your third eye. And we'll bow together and say, Namaste. Thank you, yogis. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, my name's Hannah, and I'm so appreciative for you guys to come out tonight and make this work and really to show up for yourself. So keep it up, keep doing the yoga, the self-love, and I'll see you soon.